Good afternoon and welcome to this week's issue of Print21, the weekly TV news bulletin from print21.com.au. My name is Wayne Robinson. This week's issue is sponsored by Foxhill, trade printer of labels and stickers. News is led from Victoria and the fallout from Daniel Andrews' roadmap statement, which sees Victoria and Melbourne in particular suffer from some of the harshest lockdown measures in the world as it seeks to get the COVID crisis under control. Wayne Eastor, who's the owner of Marvel Bookbinding, the big trade finishing house down there, says it's the first time in his company's history he's experiencing more work coming from interstate than from Victoria itself. Andrew McCauley said, as PVCA CEO, said the Andrews statement was risible, while Kelly Northwood, the CEO of Real Media Collective, said that it was extraordinarily conservative. Barry Webster at Trade House TLC didn't mince his words, saying the Andrews government was bereft of ideas and had no idea about how business works. These statements were actually mild compared to some of the other ones from business leaders. The head of the Victoria Chamber of Commerce and Industry described the statement as a kick in the guts and a roadmap to nowhere. And the Australian Industry Group CEO, Innes Wilcox, was similar in his condemnation. The industry associations, PVCA, TRMC, ASGA, are all working hard to help their members in Victoria through these issues, and please go to their websites and find out more information. This week also revealed that the number of businesses going into administration, liquidation, insolvency is plummeting. July and August saw a massive 90% drop in companies going into liquidation, 75% drop of companies going into administration. You may think that in the time of the worst recession since the Second World War, companies will be dropping like flies. But in fact, the opposite is happening because, of course, of the government's stimulus packages. Government is essentially paying wages, telling landlords they can't kick non-paying tenants out for rent, and also preventing creditors from seeking insolvency claims against businesses for 6 months compared to 3 months to what it was. This is, of course, keeping all companies going now, as evidenced by these latest figures. But there's a big warning in there for printers. Printers are being warned about the credit lines, particularly for any new customers, but also for old and existing customers, because if your customer doesn't pay, you won't be able to take any action for 6 months at least. And if you're waiting 6 months, the chance of getting any cash from your invoice is probably very small. So take heed, be warned on credit there. Let's have some good news. We're standing outside Domino's Pizza today. Local Domino's Pizza store, because Domino's Pizza is now putting the proudly printed in Australia logo on all its printed product, which is a huge amount. It prints millions of letterbox catalogues, hundreds of thousands of pizza boxes, and a large amount of display and sign work, as you can see behind me. Domino's Pizza marketing director said they've gone down that route because they want to be seen to be supporting local manufacturing, and because it's good for the environment. Obviously, it's not being shipped in from overseas. The printer, IGP, in Brisbane, Domino's Pizza main printer, has got the Sustainable Green Programme Sustainability Certificate. So well done Pizza, Domino's Pizza, and IGP as well. A couple of big moves this week. Craig Brown, the CEO of paper merchant Ball & Doggett, he's moving over to join Sappi as its managing director, succeeding John Walker, who will replace by the end of the year. Craig starts in the middle of October, I think it is. He's been with Ball & Doggett for 13 years now. It tells me it's time for a change. Luke Wilkinson will now become the new CEO of Ball & Doggett in Australia. And well-known industry identity, Theo Petaris of Digital Press has bowed out of his business. The handover period is complete. Bridgestone Investments is now running it fully. Theo Petaris is now working for Transworld, a business broker based in North Sydney, with Stephen Edwards, who we all know, of course, from his long-time tenure as CEO of Snap. That's it for this week's issue of Print21. My name is Wayne Robinson. Thanks to our sponsor Foxhill for this week's issue. Signing off for another week.